overall station is a dancehall star, an overall station. Murder all of the station. Overall, we love you in every way. Overall, killer jumping station every day. And I know why.
Nobody hyper than Blacker representing for overall setting.
We gotta give thanks. We got to give thanks, yes, for the ones that come before us, and we gotta shake hands. Hi, this is Singing Melody, and I'll be on the Overall Settings podcast.
Overall setting.
Yeah, me know, overall settings.
Ashes, burn them down all the way. Don't know, Rastama represent for overall settings.
Man, it's all about overall settings.
It's all about overall.
Live on the overall setting podcast.
Overall settings. Watch your friends, watch your friends, watch your keeper. Watch your friends, watch your friends, watch your keeper. Watch your friends, know your friends. Overall settings, turn up the ends.
Oh, baby.
Tell me, girl.
Ooh, it's a language of love.
Listen, man, out.
Darling, j'aime beaucoup. Je ne sais pas what to do.
Tell me, girl.
You know you completely stolen my heart.
You love me.
Morning, noon, and night time too. 'Cause you're wondering what to do.
Tell me, girl.
That's the way I felt right from the start.
Listen, man, out.
Ah, Cherie, my love for you is straightforward. Wish my French were good enough. I tell you so much more, but I hope that you complete
So if you love me,
all the things you mean to me.
tell me, girl.
Darling, j'aime beaucoup. I love you, yes I do.
If you love me, you better tell me, girl. You love me, you big one and left me. So if you love me, you have to tell me, girl. You love me, you big one and left me. Me have the man the kind of love, the family the kind of love, the sister the kind of love, the brother the kind of love. You have the kind of love in the party and the club. But when you get a little youth, you find a new kind of love. So if you love me, so you have to tell me, girl.
Language of love. Oh, baby.
Tell me, girl.
Ooh, it's a language of love.
Listen, man, out.
Darling, j'aime beaucoup. Je ne sais pas what to do.
Tell me, girl.
You know you completely stolen my heart.
You love me.
Morning, noon, and night time too. 'Cause you're wondering what to do.
Tell me, girl.
That's the way I felt right from the start.
Listen, man, out.
Ah, Cherie, my love for you is straightforward. Wish my French were good enough. I tell you so much more, but I hope that you complete
So if you love me,
all the things you mean to me.
tell me, girl.
Darling, for me, beaucoup. I love you, yes I do.
If you love me, you better tell me, girl. You love me, you big one and left me. So if you love me, you have to tell me, girl. You love me, you big one and left me. Me have the man the kind of love, the family the kind of love, the sister the kind of love, the brother the kind of love. You have the kind of love in the party and the club. But when you get a little youth, you find a new kind of love. So if you love me, so you have to tell me, girl. You love me, you big one and left me. And if you love me, so you have to tell me, girl. You love me, you big one and left me.
Ladies and gentlemen, big up Councillor King pan live right now, yeah. Well on. I'm getting a call all the way from Jamaica stating that we're having some technical difficulties, but I just logged on and I'm hearing everything fine. You know what I mean?
Councillor, are you hearing me? You are hearing me, Councillor?
Yeah, it must be it could be the internet. Could be the internet. Because me just log in and I hear everything from my end. All right.
Councillor,
So like I was saying, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Overall Settings, the podcast that differs. You know, Councillor King say my ear will loud and clear. Everybody, Lioness, Elderzar there, she ear will loud and clear. Jamaica, wanna go on with. Jamaica, wanna fit tappy. Yo, when me tell Digicel and Flow all the while. On a anger, on a banger. Yeah. No, man, but everybody are here. Yeah, me understand that. Me up on the live right now. Everybody are hearing me. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mermaid Settings, and she's the one who makes this happen week in and week out. She call all about tonight. She brings us all the way to England. And it's so unfortunate that in a fair corner of the world right now, she not here with. Yeah, she not here with.
So she must bring a car. She make it up.
Black we out or with Jamaica do. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, Father Elderzar, if you are here, we put up your hand. Yeah, in my ear way. And everybody in the live said they my ear with, so I don't know what going on in Jamaica, baby. But we have to start that reasoning now. Because we're upon a different we're upon a different time zone, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah,
but not
and then see him know we kind of look a short change.
You know, so the baddest dog, you know, so the baddest dog in the world. It's not a Great Dane, it's not a pit bull, it's a Chihuahua. Yeah, the Chihuahua now back from nothing, you know. And you see, our little Chihuahua when you're Mermaid Settings, don't ramp with her. You know, man, say she call and she go and bad a while ago with up on the live. You know what I mean? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
What you gonna do?
Welcome to another
She's
episode.
The queen of Overall Settings, you know, so.
Welcome to another episode of Overall Settings, the podcast that differs, where we highlight the icons of yesteryear who chopped the bush for the current icons of today, who set the stage for the future icons of tomorrow. But one of the things where we always pride ourselves on over yourself is for always bring forth
the diamonds in the rough.
Diamond them in the rough. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Try shine full look a light on them, you know?
And it's just so ironic that I actually mentioned diamond because about a year going a 2 year now, we lost the great Tabby Diamond. You know what I mean? And Father Newton Samuels, who was our guest tonight, aka Father Elderzar, sent out a tribute to him. You know what I say? You know what I mean? Just like the world over, you know what I mean? We lose somebody of that magnitude, and you know, it kind of shake the world, not even just the reggae community alone, but Remember in a dog, with their foreigners, little youth, and I hear a rendition of Pass the Dutchie on the left hand side, when at the end of the day it was Pass the Kutchie on the left hand side. You know, man, I say so, you know, and we were hearing that on, you know, regular radio station, big up musical youth, for do them with rendition of it.
It was one of the first like reggae song that that became so big on international radio in America.
People even talk
it was
about
one of the first reggae song.
And that are forward from, you know, the heights of the great Tabby Diamond, the mighty Diamonds. There's been so many different people who have paid homage to Tabby Diamond, you know, the great Sugar Miner, the great Sammy Dread. Like there's so many different people who have led, you know, to this industry, who are still here to this day and day. And to see a great man like that, you know, actually descend in the manner in which he did was, you know, very disheartening, but his legacy still lives. And, you know, people like, you know, Father Elderzar, who is our guest tonight, definitely made that evident that Tabby
big up.
A positive effect on his life. You know what I say? So ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who don't know, we're coming to you live from Philadelphia. You know what I mean? So right now we're actually on standard, what you call it, Eastern Standard Time. You know what I mean? Our time actually just
and what daylight savings?
Yeah, daylight savings or whatever you want to call it.
Go forward an hour or whatever.
So we went forward an hour, so there was some discrepancy with the time. So
and this man is coming away from England.
This man is forwarding from England right so now. You know, over there, it's tomorrow already. You know what I mean? So we didn't want to keep him
too long.
You know what I mean? So you know, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm overall settings welcome for our guest tonight, Mr. Newton Samuels, aka Father Elderzar.
Blessings.
Family General, welcome.
Blessings, one and all. You know, first and foremost, I must say thanks for the opportunity to get close to the people and the people know who Elderzar really is. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I'm a backstage sort of individual who just stay behind and put forward my artists, get them to forecast them to the world what they can do, and I'm here to help anyone I can actually get on the platform, because in the music system it's very tight knit. So if you don't know the man who knows the man, you don't get through. You know what I mean?
Right. Exactly.
So that's why we are here to try to contribute what we can. You know. Try make the people them know who Elderzar is and who Elderzar want to bring forth to the platform. We want to play our little part, you know.
When you said what you said a while ago so elegantly, it brought one song to mind. Yesterday at the football game, a little girl asked me my name. She said, "Sir, I don't know who you are, but who are you?" I said, "I am a legend that you never heard of before. I'm a lion, but you never yet heard me roar." You know what I say? And that is Father Elderzar.
Yes.
And the flesh right now. You know what I say? Every man. You know what I mean? The people them there behind the scenes. You know what I mean? Remember, you know, the man say him is the man waiting at the wheelers. We just shake the shaker. Without that shaker there, it becomes a different sound.
Wouldn't be the same.
You know what
Wouldn't be the same sound.
You know what I mean?
Real talk.
You know what I say? So we acknowledge that, you know what I mean, in every aspect of the word, my general, and we're thankful not only, you know, that you would take the time out, you know, out of your busy schedule, you know, having so much different artist career a juggle, you know what I mean? But the fact that you're on a totally different time zone and you took the time out to be here with us, we're equally just as elated as you are, you know, to grace your presence. And, you know,
yeah, man, we give thanks.
We appreciate the fact that you're in
on our levels. We give thanks.
Yeah, man.
Especially on your time zone right now.
Yeah, man. Manners and respect.
For real.
Yes, as I was saying, you know, musicians don't sleep, you know, and musicians really work in the night.
Because
Right.
the night time is the right time, and that's when the vibes come. You know what I mean? It's the right time, man. The right time for a lot of things, but we're not going to
Exactly.
that.
Yeah. Well, heap of
Yes, sir.
things.
Yes, sir.
Well,
Yes,
heap
sir.
of
Yes.
things. And you could be doing any of those things, and you choose to be here with too little do off. You know what I mean? Where just I try put forth with best foot. You know what I mean? For make sure say we can shine a light upon the eye.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And
And
open the
people
gate.
like the eye. You know
And
what I
open the
say?
gate and
Give
letting the
thanks.
populace through. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man. Give
There's a
thanks.
lot
Give
of people
thanks.
out there with talent that cannot find a way. Some of them can't
Exactly.
afford it, to go to a big studio and what have you. And I always say I'm the A to Z of music, and I've took time out to
Right.
develop my thing to the level it is. Anything you see that I've done and all that, from the concept to the video, I've take time out to learn all of these things. So when an artist come to me, they've got the full package. You
And
know what I'm
that's
saying?
what
And
that's what we want to get to the root of
Mhm.
right now. You know what I mean? Because we know you're not
yeah,
band big, so
And not only that, that's what this industry need to,
yeah, man,
Thi-
definitely.
This industry, this reggae music industry need
real,
the
real, real, real,
man
real,
like
real.
you, brother.
Because
Yeah, man,
a lot
for
of
real.
times, a lot
Them
of
need that
times,
guidance.
there's a term that's been loosely thrown around all throughout the industry, in regards to gatekeepers. You know what I mean? But
Mhm.
me can tell you this: if you go at any dance right now and you got a gate and you don't see somebody, I keep the gate. First thing, the promoter not make no money. Second, people them were in at the dance probably not go safe. You know,
Mhm.
man say
Mhm.
so.
Mhm.
There's a
Mhm.
right and a wrong way
Mhm.
to look at every terminology. You know what I mean? And with me being an optimist, you know what I say, at the end of the day, I feel like this term is loosely flung around, but you need somebody to restore law and order,
Of course.
and to make sure that things are the way that some people utilize it, just like in a every aspect of life you have good and bad, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? But if a man now abuse him authority, you know what I mean, and at the end of the day you're screening the people that you allow, to forward, then you can weed out, the people them what we say over here, the
Mhm.
people them, you have people with born
But
for do it,
mhm.
and you have people with just want for do it for
Mhm.
whatever
Real,
reason.
Mhm. Yeah.
real,
You know
real.
what I
Yeah,
say?
yeah.
Yeah,
Counselor, you
man.
soon get the link. Counselor, you soon get the link.
Yeah, man. Real talk, real talk. So,
Yeah, man.
like me say, it gonna band big, so you know what I mean. So at the end of the day, we want touch for as early as we possibly can. You know what I mean, leading up to where we are now. You know what I mean.
Musical
Obviously,
journey.
yeah, man,
Musical
you're gonna
journey.
get with the contents version. You know what I mean? Because we know say based on the way you talk, And I know this a journey you just a start. So
Me I
this
tell
sound
you.
like a some 2-part, 3-part thing, So you know what I
Me I
mean?
tell
So
you.
we definitely want to cover which part did
Mhm.
it all start from for the eye, even prior to the music, you know what I mean, your
Mhm.
upbringing, early life, and then, we can just kind of venture to as far as we can reach. And then, you know what I mean, if we can capture the moment, we can do that. If not, then
Uh,
you're already a part of the family, so you can forward back over here anytime, you know what I mean, and we just pick up where we left off.
Yes, I know some man. Bless them for the opportunity. But first
Mm-hmm.
and foremost, I must big up some of the people in which really, helped me along the way. And they
Mm-hmm.
play a great part in my life. There's my core team. You have
Right.
Eda Lioness Lindsay from Canada, my songbird, as I call her.
Mm.
Taking a little break now, but she's still with the team. And you got Janique in Jamaica. And
Okay.
this is my core team. Then you have my very good friend, Miss Daisy from
Mm.
Canada,
Miss
who is a
Daisy.
very, very, very important
Miss Daisy
in the
settings.
state. Yes.
Mhm.
But my musical journey, this journey started from a long, long time ago. I mean, I'm Jamaican by birth.
Okay.
So it started in Jamaica where, we used to gather at Christmas time, gather and make a little concert on my grandmother's veranda, which we
Mm-hmm.
call a porch over here.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
we'll gather the kids and we'll sort of like mime to records back in the day
Mm-hmm.
and put on a little concert for the kids around. And that's where my journey started. But my musical education comes from my father, who is now deceased.
Mm.
But he had artists like the Four Tops, the Spinners,
Oh
the
wow.
Mhm.
Dells. That was his background in music. And when it
Oh
comes to
wow.
ska, he got like the Jimmy Cliffs and those artists back in the day. That's where
Mm.
my musical education came from. And I grew up listening to these songs coming from Trenchtown. So
Oh
I
wow.
mean, I
Mm-mm,
was
mm-mm.
around. I was around, and Bob Marley was around. I
Oh, what
remember
you
Oh,
him
oh,
know,
oh,
say?
yeah,
okay.
Well,
yeah.
but the man just say, well, brother, stick up in the mic, and the man, you see him just kind of, just like, just like, literally just drop that thing and
and
no,
and
no,
and
no, no, you're not gonna do with that.
from the
You're
mention
not gonna
French
do
town,
with that.
you know, so we never gonna
That's
ask him
right.
that question there, But you say you know him, but we can still dip into that little bit too,
Yeah.
for real.
Well,
But bring us back to your earliest moment at childhood. Like you said, mom and dad was into music.
my
There
my
was music.
dad, my dad was into music. My mom
Mm,
was, mom sang. She had a very lovely, lovely voice, still today. But my musical education actually came from my dad as far as records is concerned. Listening to music
Okay.
and growing up with
Mm.
music.
Okay.
That's where
okay.
my musical
So
education. And then I branched off with my arrangements. Actually came from my uncle, which is also now deceased, who introduced me to jazz, in
Mm.
particularly Louis Jordan.
mm,
Mm.
And I realized that you can use a five-piece band and let it sound like a concerto. You know what I'm saying? And I thought,
Mm.
wow,
mhm,
this guy is exceptional. So I took all of that on board when I started my musical journey. As I
mhm,
said, I listened to all the greats coming through. The Dennis Brown is one of my greatest singers.
mhm,
The John Holt is another one of my great singers. You know what I mean?
mhm,
Coming through.
Mm.
These are the guys that sort of like mold my style, my arrangements, my everything in music. To be honest,
mhm,
when I'm
mhm,
putting my stuff
I
together.
know that a lot of artists made the trad from country, come a Kingston because of the lure of I mean, obviously that was the Mecca. I mean, there was a whole entire movie, you know, one of Jamaica's greatest movies to date, The Harder They Come, where, it
Yeah.
embodied Jimmy Cliff forwarding
Mm-hmm.
from country, to pursue a
Come
music
to the
career.
town to
You know,
right,
mhm,
true.
there's been actually so many different artists who have actually made that trad, what I mean, forward to town. You actually were there, what I mean, born and bred. May I say,
Born and
you
bred, yeah.
know, and amidst music, there was also in that particular time a lot of political friction, a lot of things. So, like, what was childhood like for a young Newton? Even prior to you pursuing a music career, like,
Well,
what would you say
most,
it was? Mm.
well, most Jamaicans would then come coin the phrase, "I'm me fi tell you."
mhm. So what them saying right now? Story come to bow.
You know what I mean? To be there, you'd have to live the life. It's yes,
Right.
it was rough. It was rough. It was
Mm-hmm.
rough in terms of a lot of things going on. The political crisis
Mm-hmm.
affected me badly. I mean, I was living at one stage on Greenwich Street.
Mm.
Now, for those who knew, Tabby Diamonds of the Mighty Diamonds lived at number 16. I lived at number 24.
Oh wow.
My mother,
Mm,
who was a seamstress, used to sew for Tabby Diamond's mother.
Oh wow.
Now,
mm,
I didn't know them at that time because I was a very young lad of about 6,
Mm.
mm,
during the time when they transcended into music, but my mom educated me in, what was going on at the time. And then you correctly mentioned that I did a tribute to Tabby Diamond. That hurt me so badly, the
Mm.
way they took him out, a man that professed and projected peace all over the world in his songs and
Yes.
all of that. And I
Yes.
mm,
could not
Yes.
believe it. I must say, and nothing more hurt me than in my lifetime than that. And I had to make that tribute, as you said. But yes,
Right.
growing up, it was rough. And musically speaking, I was not really involved in music on the production stage at that time,
Mm.
but I was just absorbing. I
Right.
mean,
Right.
mm,
a cousin of mine, not cousin, a married in-law of mine, took me when I was about 19 years of age to King Tubby's in Waterhouse, where I
Mm.
actually met King Tubby's himself before his demise as well.
Mm.
You
mm,
know what I mean? I was there before King Jamet even started his business up the road from him. And I worked at King Tubby's as an executive producer, still learning the craft,
Oh wow.
absorbing
mm,
and absorbing from the guys. I work with engineers like Fatman. I work with engineers like Pigo, and sit and watch. And you have Wrong Move from the Firehouse Crew, which was a very
Wow.
influential mind to me because he was a keyboard. He still played keyboard at Firehouse Crew today. You know,
Mm.
what I mean, I knew him before he even grew his dreadlocks.
Oh
I met him
wow.
at many conversations and many laughs. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Met a lot of people around the way. Yeah. I mean, Waterhouse those days was very volatile. And
Mm-hmm.
even as a lad going to Waterhouse, I had fear in Mart sometimes because I was not from
Mm.
the area. But when we
Right.
went to Waterhouse as a musician, nobody stopped you at all.
Mm.
You
Mm.
know, you could. We went there. We worked till very late sometimes, and coming home through Waterhouse. If you know about Waterhouse and the ghetto, you know that. But
Mm.
it's not. Those are not places you travel at certain
Mm.
times of
Mm.
the night. But
Right.
yes, we
Right.
traveled to those places, and I never had no altercation or no conflict with anyone.
Mm.
They would just leave you alone. They know what you're coming to do. You do your stuff, you know. And generally, people know who they're dealing with and who they're looking for. You know, you
Mm.
trouble me,
Mm.
I trouble you. You don't trouble me, I leave you alone. Basically,
Right.
that's the law and rule of the ghetto. But yeah, it was volatile in getting through. If you
Same.
haven't got people to, as I said, open the gates for you or people to set you along that path, then you really struggle. And in
Right.
Jamaica, even now, it's a very hard thing to come through, musically speaking. But yes, my
Yeah,
journey
man.
was
Definitely.
one of the, it's feel of difficulty, but you know, you overcome it by taking baby steps.
Same. Same.
Mm. So thinking back now, going back to those days, what was your earliest moment when you feel the musical bug and say, "This is you know what, mommy and daddy music," because everything don't always transcend.
Hmm.
So
Well,
you got it from the blood. So what was your earliest moment when you say, "You know what, music in my blood too"? Your earliest moment from your childhood
well,
days.
earliest moment into music would be when I was about 11, I would say 11,
Mm.
between 11 and 14. At this
Mhm.
time, I was living at Lincoln Christian. That is known today as Roses, where Bogle, Mr. Wacky,
Yeah.
he
Mm.
grew. Yeah, that's the area that I was in.
Willie, I got Bogle and
Willie
yeah.
Haggart and all them
Mm.
guys. I didn't know Willie Haggart, but I know
Mm.
Bogle.
Mm.
You know, I know Bogle. 'Cause my brother went to school with Bogle.
Mm.
So I know about. I didn't know Will, but that's where I was living. You know,
Mm.
just a top there, and I would venture into music from then because I would sit and listen to the radio and listen to the top 10. I could literally sit there and pick who was going to be the possible number one next week.
Oh wow.
Mm.
That's the ability. No, we used to have competitions about that, and me and my brother always had some serious
Wow.
conflicts with them.
Wow. Wow.
But I always beat him. I always beat him in my selections. You know what I mean? So I
Mm.
knew I had
Mm.
the knack for hearing good music and identifying what would be trending in music. But yeah, my musical journey literally started from there. I would say, you know, and being a musician, I didn't become the production side or the arrangement side of me didn't come to fore until I came to England, where my
Mm.
cousins own a sound system called Kilowatt Teletronic.
Mm.
And there I met
Mm.
musicians, and my cousin, one of them is a drummer in a
Mm.
group called Cool Notes over here, and the other one was a bass guitarist. So I
Mm.
learned a lot from them, plus there were people they knew. They actually brought me onto the instrumental part of music, where I
But
started putting arrangement together.
Elderzar, stick up in, cause we still not leave Jamaica yet.
All right, come here,
We
go
still
back.
not leave Jamaica yet
Hmm.
because you say 11 years old. So at 11, when you realize your musical talent, now what was your stepping stone from there until you get to go to the studio at Waterhouse?
Well, there's a huge break, you know, because mommy was ardent in terms of our education. You know what I mean? And you
Mm.
Mm.
couldn't say, boy, more on to a musician. In them days when they said, look, boy, what you want to be? You have to say
Mhm.
doctor or lawyer.
Right.
If you
Right.
Mhm.
don't say
Right.
them two, they use nothing. You
Mm.
understand me?
Mm. Mm.
You couldn't say musician. So
Right.
go there
Mm.
the
Right.
house.
Mm.
So yeah. I was just I just took a break, not really a break, but there's a lull between the time of my conception of music and the actual production of music. You
Mm.
see what I'm
Mm.
saying? I never really got into the production part until I was 19
Mm.
and I started
Okay.
making tubbies. That's it. So that gap was just cool.
Mm.
Basically, and
Mm.
listening to other people like Michigan and Smiley and just listening. It's just an
Mm.
Mm.
absorption. You know, apart from the concerts that we used to put on, that was just my only venture in terms of
Mm.
musically
Okay.
speaking. You know, it was like
Mm.
an absorption and a learning curve. That's where learning curve started, and all the way through, I just learning, listening, absorbing, taking in the arrangements, listening to the greats from America, listening to the greats from Jamaica, and seeing which music made it through and why, and analyzing what it is when, in terms of arrangements. You know, I
Mm.
was never actually sat down and taught by anyone in terms of, yeah, do it this way, do it that way. just from listening and gathering it for myself. Really,
It was
I
a
said,
gift.
Wow.
It
yeah,
was a gift. You know what I mean? Just it basically speaks directly to what I said. You have people who are born for it and you have people who are want for it.
Mm-hmm.
And
yes,
some
I
of the
can agree.
people who actually want to do it, through them I play a role, them actually are pretty good. You know what I mean? Me not
Mm-hmm.
take nothing from them
Yeah.
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
you have to definitely have the
Because
will.
because sometimes when you want something and you
Yeah,
really want it,
yeah,
you
exactly.
can achieve it.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm
You
saying?
know?
If you want good, you know what's have to run.
Yeah.
But when you literally born to
It's a
do a
it's a
thing,
different
it's effortless.
you use a word. Anointed.
Yeah. It's effortless. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like literally it pours through your pores. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
Comes
you
it's
can
natural.
feel it. You can
Yeah.
hmm
feel it. You can feel it. You can absorb the vibes. Like I said,
exactly.
that's why a lot of musicians work at night because
Yeah, I
I
mean
call
Mm.
them. I call them. People say spirits and all that. I call them my music duppy. When they come,
right,
they
Mm-hmm.
only come at night. And when they tell me
right.
something, I'll get up on my bed at any time and
So,
get to the
Mm.
studio or get to my phone and record a little melody because you don't catch it, then you won't catch it again.
I mean,
Yeah.
long before the days of internet and things of that nature, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A lot of Jamaicans and people who are reggae historians and things of that nature were familiar with the works of the great King Tubby. I mean, his name is synonymous with dancehall and just with reggae music on a
Mm-hmm.
whole. You know what I mean? And
An
I'm
exceptional
sure
man.
I'm
Exceptional
sure
man.
I'm sure that there were people lined up with the notion of getting to work with someone so
As iconic.
right, yeah, so how did you manage to leave from your surroundings to get into a situation where you could actually not only work alongside him but
Mm-hmm.
become an executive producer within that operation.
Well, I credit that to my cousin-in-law Alan, who actually took me to the studio at
Hmm.
King Tut's, and from there, I said he knew that I was affiliated to music for the things that I used to do before, and then he was a producer himself,
Hmm.
before that,
Mm-hmm.
and I just followed along with him, and as an executive producer on album we did back in the day, and I got that it was a blessing, to be honest, because if it wasn't for that little journey, I would not have met King Tubby's at all. Because
Mm.
shortly
Mm.
after that, he passed away, and I actually met him, sat with him, spoke with him, and he was very eccentric in the way he does his things. He actually
Hmm.
mixed a couple of tracks for us himself.
Oh wow.
Mm.
True, yeah, you know what I
Wow.
mean. I sat and watched him at the uh, uh, 2 inch tape machine, actually see the way he mixes and what he does. So as I said, it was really an absorption of all these things that
Right.
really
Right.
built me,
Right.
brought me to where I am today. A lot of
Right.
people just hear about it, but to go into the studio and see the actual studio operation, it's a totally different thing.
Yeah,
It's
man.
a totally
Definitely.
different atmosphere, to see how
Definitely.
it comes all comes together. You appreciate the end product even more so.
And
Mm-hmm.
prior to even making um King Tubby's acquaintance, you
Mm.
actually grew up in a community um
Littered with musicians, with
that
singers.
that that that
Mm-hmm.
that that littered with musician, but one of the most famous singers in any genre, resided within the same community.
Yeah.
At that particular time, I guess he was just Bob to you guys or Nesta, what I mean, and nobody could probably imagine what what type of effect he would have on the world, even to this day when I'm there. What I mean? But what was your experience in retrospect, being in a community with Bob? I don't know if you guys were personal friends or if you
No, no.
spoke. Mm,
I will say it straightforward. I didn't speak to him. I've
hmm.
actually seen him playing football, but I didn't
Okay.
speak to him because I went to Trenchtown School for 10 years.
Okay.
So I've been living in
Mm.
and around Trenchtown for all of that time. You know what I mean? For
Hmm.
10 years, I
Mm.
went to Trenchtown Primary and I went to Trenchtown High School all the way through.
Hmm.
And it's 10 years, 5 years both sides. So within that time when I was in primary, Bob was still living in Trenchtown,
Hmm.
Mm.
down the bottom, and I was up the top, as I said
Right.
about Taliban. But yeah, I didn't actually meet him to speak with him. But nobody could ever envisage what an icon and what a legend he would have grown up to be. Nobody at all at that time. He was just another footballer. He wasn't
Right.
doing his
Mm.
music, but just
Right.
another Persian pass playing football and all the rest of us playing football and all, you stop and listen and watch and and then you walk on to school. Basically, I said I was just about 6 years old in time, so I wouldn't have been able to absorb a lot of what was going on.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
How does that make you feel right now to know that you came from the same community, and that was somebody you didn't speak to, but just to visualize and watch and play football and those things. How
Blessed,
that make
blessed to have been there. Blessed to have been a part of that little part. That I can actually say that little part of my life was yes, I was there.
yes, the
A
body
lot of
can't
people
take that
can't
from
say
you.
that. They can't
Yes,
take that away from me. I was there.
yes.
But yeah, really blessed and blessed for the opportunity and blessed that I was actually at that place at that time.
Right,
Mhm.
That's all.
right,
That's all I
right,
mean. That's all I
right,
mean. But
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So,
Really
so,
good.
so you had to. I mean, for you say, um, for you mention Greenwich Street and them place there.
Yeah.
Um, that means you actually have been to Channel One and places like that as well.
Yes, I've been to Channel One. I've been to Tough Gum. I've been to Harry
Wow,
J Studio. I've
wow,
been, I've
wow,
been to King Jammy's. I mean, actually,
wow.
when we started, we called ourselves City Rock. And
Mm.
anybody who knows Jamaican, I gave that name to a sound system in Jamaica. One of my
Yeah, man,
friends.
me hear about
That
City
was,
I
Rock
yeah,
already.
I
that was
was
part of your sound.
instrumental. It wasn't actually my sound, but
Mm.
I knew Silverfinger, which is I use a protege of Goldfinger, and
Mm.
Goldfinger's in England right now.
Mm.
He was a protege of his, and they both started mixing reggae music the way reggae music was mixed, where they mix one tune, one track into the other on
Right,
record. They were the one that
right,
engineered that, pioneered that thing. Goldfinger taught Silverfinger, and
right.
Silverfinger used to play for around with a sound for Rotel, and his dad came to me and said, "Boy, Newton, you think I should actually give him because he was just at school." And I said,
Mm.
"That's what he loves. That's what
Mm.
he oozes. Yes, give him the thing." And I gave them my name, City Rock, which was
Wow,
our label at the time.
wow,
Yeah,
And that's how
wow,
man.
City Rock started, and it became a phenomenal in Spanish Town.
Yeah,
wow,
man. Big sound, man.
wow,
Big
Yeah,
sound.
man. City,
wow.
yeah,
Big sound. City
they
Rock.
know me. They accept me as family because of that. You can, any one of them, Ricky, Rambo, all Mr. Dyer, the father behind it. Oh, he's also passed away. R.I.P. You know what I mean? But yeah, we were good friends. He would
Mm.
never pass my house and not take me with him when he's going to any dance anywhere. He'd have to pick me up.
Right.
That's how we were.
Around what year was this? Because I remember
Uh,
since
this all come together back in the early 80s. I say between 82 and 84. Roughly
right.
about there. Yeah.
Because I remember City Rock being an early 80s song.
Yes. Yes, they were one of the champions. You could play against Roadstar and play against all the Bodyguard and
Mm-hmm.
kill this sound, kill that sound, and that. Those were the big sounds in Spanish sound at the time, along with Creation Sound with Papa San on the upper side. From Federal Road. I know all of those guys. You know what I'm saying?
Wow,
So
Yeah.
wow.
that's it. I've been to dance and see them guys up close and personal, doing their thing
Mhm.
back in the day. Lieutenant Stitchy, I actually sat and spoke to him at Jimmy Cliff Studio. And I think
Mm.
those people are so humble. But the
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
humblest man I've ever spoken to is Era Dunkley.
Mm.
Mm.
I can't
Mm.
believe for the giant he is. I cannot
Yeah.
believe how humble
Mm-hmm.
that man is. I
Mm-hmm.
spoke to him and
Mm-hmm.
no, I'm telling you, it's like a brother you're talking to. Just speak to that man, to the giant he
I
is.
I had the opportunity to talk to him on a live, thanks to
Yeah.
Miss Daisy as well. And it's like even you yourself, you know what I mean? Like the humility that you
Mhm.
guys
Mhm.
embody,
Mhm. Mhm.
being where you have been, crossing paths with who you have crossed
With
paths with,
legends. Legend. We're gonna say legends.
giving life to a lot of what we've come to know and love, you know what I mean? And not singing your own praises, and you know what I mean? Them say
Mhm.
that's
Mhm.
why your old time people always say empty barrel make the most nice, you know. You know what I mean? So a lot of times when people not really have the accolades back at them name, them have to make nice,
Mhm.
we kind of
Yeah.
make people
Make
feel
people
like it's
know
more
them
than
are
what it
here.
That's
really
Yeah.
yes,
is.
yes, yes.
You know what
It
I
doesn't.
say?
It doesn't. As Bob said in his song, the biggest man he ever did see was once a baby in his time.
Yeah,
So
man,
what's the
yeah, man.
point?
We're introducing into the fold right now. I'm sorry, pardon us for our manners. I'm Fico settings. This is Daddy Lee Settings, and we're currently going to interview. We're currently going to introduce into the fold another settings, streaming from a different location, Father Counselor Settings.
Because I did well want yell you up, well yell you up, man.
Blessed love, sir. Blessed love, blessed love, blessed love.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but I listen to the reason, all the good questions I ask, and the answers are fine. So, give thanks for the welcome to the platform. I'm just here observing and listening, and I was able to get a chance to burn a chalice with Tabby Diamond down in Southwest Philadelphia. So, yeah,
It's class. That's a classic. That's a memory.
Yeah. We miss a real one for real,
Yeah, man.
man.
Bleed every day, man. Every day.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
You remind me of me no know Fico and Daddy Lee agree. Who near warm and easy?
Yeah, man, read that, my father warm and easy.
You remind me of warm and easy?
Yeah, my
Yeah,
father.
man. Our bigger brother, man, humble and just
Yeah,
he's an
man.
artist, Yeah, man.
Read that.
It don't make no sense you brag and project yourself to the world. If you have talent, the talent will shine through eventually. You know what I mean?
Yes,
man.
yes.
Come on, do your thing and put 100%.
Definitely.
Some people like a harrow, they expect it tonight and tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But if you are not gonna do what I did to get there, don't envy me.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
Yes.
Understand me?
Which is right. Which is right.
Yes. God would do to Caesar, give it to Caesar, right?
Yeah, man. Which is
Exactly.
Yes.
right.
Because you earn
That's
it.
my policy. Yeah, that's
You
my
earn
policy,
it. You
man.
earn
I
it,
don't
man.
know if I would do what you would do to get where you are. So why am I gonna
Yes.
Yes.
So we were at a crossroad where you said that, mommy, like most parents, implemented education, you know what I mean? And most parents back in them days, if you're not gonna be a liar, doctor, nobody come to me with none of the above.
Hold on. But even they was musician themselves, and them still are gonna say no, liar, doctor.
That's a go-to.
Boy, you sound worthless,
Exactly. That's a go-to for the praise. You had to say that just to let you put your praise them look good, like they're good, they're saying in the right direction. You had to say
Right.
it, regardless of what you want to be.
So with so many before you, who had kind of like made that trad and became
real quick, were you the only family member that took on to music before you answer his question?
Yes, in the sense that I've gone into music now. The rest of my family, most of them are Christians, they're Christians. They've gone into that sort of genre. But musically, I'm the only one that actually ventured into this channel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and then you also did have a cousin. I don't know if your cousin was musically inclined, but you said he was responsible for bringing you to King Tubby's.
Yes, he was. Well, he was an entrepreneur. To be honest, he loved music. Yeah, he loved music, but he's not a musician in terms of that. He was a producer.
Okay.
And he had the ear for a good song or what have you.
Right.
Because he worked with people like Jim Kelly back in the days before he passed away.
Wow.
So he's that type of. He worked with Papa Beto. He's a prominent musician in Canada.
Okay.
Back in there, we work with people like Derek Pitter, who is also still singing in America at the moment. But yeah, I've known a lot of people that's passed through and in my hands and out of my hands, all through the genre. I said, even that video you played at the beginning, that was done about 4 or 5 years ago, and all the work you see in there, the arrangement, the video, all of it, that's all me.
Wow. Wow.
And I'm singing in French. I don't speak French.
Big up, Father Miguel Settings in our life. You know what I mean? Big up, Salute. You know what I mean? The people. The people them come right out for that reason. You like me tell the people with the kind of confused. Me actually lose an hour sleep last night because me out and about, and me lose concept at the time. And one night time me did, and me sit me dragon and I stay on at 2 o'clock, and Then when me look back on my clock, it has said 3
3
o'clock.
o'clock.
I wonder me a drinking dragon too fast. And if I don't know what God, but me just know say, not even 2 minutes ago, me look for my clock and it has said 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
And then
man.
by the time I go say Roops, no, it has said
After
3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then
When you having fun, when you having fun, when you having fun.
we did I said, look how we are father Elderzar attack. Good. And the man say, I'm going to die. And we are looking for the man and can't see him. And them time, him the past time, you know.
You still the back of time.
I'm still the back of time. So people in the beer with me, we still a try to get the axe together over the side of the world.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
You guys have the benefit of the time because it's evening for you. It's my early morning for me.
Exactly. Once again, we appreciate of this time that you're giving us, car. A bedtime where you there. What time now? Actually, what 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the AM?
5 minutes to 1 a.m. Yeah.
Yeah, we have 5 minutes to 9.
Big up.
Yeah,
big up Lioness Elderzar listening all the way from Negril. You know what I say? Big up Miguel Settings.
That's my song.
Big up all the people them up there.
Beautiful singer.
Yeah, man. You know what I say?
Very good friend. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, no, but what I was saying, was that there was a there was a crossroad where you were saying that you did have to kind of like clutch and take a little break because Mama really just wasn't having it. I know that you said earlier on that you got your inspiration from your father, who apparently was a lover of music. So, what was his take on the whole thing when you decided to take a musical route? Like, did he have an opinion in that regard?
Not really, because my father, to me, was a very good provider, but because he had 6 kids raised in Jamaica, he wasn't around a lot.
Totally.
Always there,
Totally.
but not there. You with me? Yeah. So when I made my move at 19, he wouldn't have any influence over what my decision to go where I would go. Then rather tell me to do the best I can and just go forward. But he was a love of music, as I said, so he didn't really object or implement any blockade for me going forward. You know?
Right. I mean that sad to say, is a commonplace in our culture still, you know what I mean? It's something it's like passed down from generation to generation, like, in a way, it's a good thing and a bad thing, because when you learn to adjust and learn to adapt, you know what I mean? It's like you become self-sufficient in a sense. You know what I say? So, in every aspect of life, I feel like the biggest quality anybody could have is balance. Too much of one thing good for nothing. You know what I say? Right. So like, a lot of times when you see when parents, like over, the culture is like pet kids too much, shield them. All if you pick me and do the wrong thing, you say enough for me pick me that and right there, and then when them turn mass murder or whatever the case may be and get out of control, I'll start disrespect you too. You know what I mean? It's like you never been the bush from early, so it's really not what you can do. You know what I mean?
So when you really check out that whole thing they do, it's like the system here don't want you discipline your kid, right? But as soon as that same kid mess up, they the same one show up with guns and all kind of thing with the same kid. Right. You know what I mean? So that's the part I never understand. You want your kind of, my kind of discipline would have definitely deal with you different than how we are deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Because we get tough love when we growing up, You know, I ain't turn out too bad. You know what I'm saying? We get tough love. You know what I mean?
Listen, but you get tough love, me get murderation.
So not trying to get off the subject, and it's actually segueing back into your personal experience.
Yeah, man.
But even to add that just a little bit real quick, he said Daddy was a provider, but in the same sense, Daddy was not there with a whole lot of time because Daddy was providing, so Daddy had to leave.
Looking for the pot.
So in one sense, Daddy was a great provider, but in the next sense, he was not there as much as he should be probably.
Right.
So it's like a
I would
double-edged
say.
sword.
Right, right.
Yes.
Isn't
No,
it?
man,
So
no.
In
I'm
saying so,
get,
in saying so, it always instilled with me because I was the eldest from
right.
my immediate family. I have an older
Which
sister,
is me.
Dolores,
Me too.
that's
Me
older
too.
than me. And he
Yeah.
always said to me, he said, look, you is the first one, you know. The rest behind you following you, so you better keep your thing clean.
right.
And
Yes.
always,
Yeah. Yeah.
always
Yeah.
Yeah,
that.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to give you a classic example. A lot of people, as iconic as Bob was, a lot of people, what becomes hindsight is the fact that Bob died at a very tender age.
Yeah,
You know.
man, by
He
yeah,
was
man,
he
very
was
young.
36 years old, you know, brother.
Yes, yes,
Junior
great
Gang,
loss.
Junior Gang, born the said year Bob dead, you know.
Right.
You know, man
Mm-hmm.
say Bob
Beacon.
kids them,
Beacon.
Bob kids them not even really did have a
A
relationship
relationship.
with
Yeah.
him, you know, man. Cause the amount
That's
I
it.
move where I move and I do where I
That's
do.
it.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm.
speaking directly to what Father Elderzar just said, you know what I mean? He commend the very from the outset of this reasoning, he commended his father for instilling in him
Mm-hmm.
the love for music and the passion for
Yes,
music
Mm-hmm.
man.
and you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
like at the end of the day, without Bob, there there would be nobody to keep his legacy alive
Mm-hmm.
because his kids probably would have chosen a different route.
Mm-hmm.
You know, man.
Listen,
Say
listen.
So like,
And and
so
and
like
and
at
it's
the end of the
Because
day,
mm-hmm.
mhm.
back to my father on the musical journey. I'll give you a little insight straight here. We were talking back in the days of stereogram. You know, whenever I have no turntable or anything, I have a stereogram with you look like a cabinet thing. And my father
Yes.
would break out his music at Sunday morning.
Mhm.
And you couldn't play that LP or anything. No, he had to put it on. And if you ever went anywhere near them and a scratch was
Mm-hmm.
heard, you'd have to leave the planet.
Yes. 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 Yes.
I don't know if you can touch base with that, but that's what my father. The oil came out and the vinyl was polishing with the shaman and all of that. But I tell you, you
Yeah,
dare not touch
yeah,
No
yeah,
touch the
this collection.
music.
yeah.
You
So
can't touch it with you, man. You can't
Oh
touch
my
it with
word.
you.
yeah,
He was
man.
Eh,
making me a scratch. Wow.
Yeah, man. Big up, love, peace, Morrison at the building. Big up, Mickey Settings.
Yes, man. Big him up, man.
Big
A
up,
good friend of mine, man. Blessing every time
Everybody
I
not the same, not the
place.
thing. Big up.
big,
Miguel.
Yes, man. Bless
big
you.
up
Yeah.
Misha,
Good
Settings.
musician, great musician.
Big up
Yes.
Mama Mermaid Settings for making.
Mermaid.
Blessings,
You know,
blessings,
master.
Mary.
You know what I
Blessings,
mean?
Mary.
Mermaid. Big up
Yeah.
yourself.
Empress
Master,
Mermaid.
you know what I mean?
Blessings.
Yes, so I mean, I'm loving the energy within this reasoning right now. You know what I mean? There's a steady flow of people in and out of the room. People, if you're here, the best thing that you could possibly do at this point and even further on in the news, you know what I mean? Once this becomes available to the public, like posting wise, just share, just share.
Like, share, and
Yeah, man.
subscribe. You know.
Like, share,
Yes, man.
subscribe, send
Yeah,
this
man.
out to everyone because,
Yeah.
you know, what a lot of people fail to understand is that Father Elderzar is not only an artist in his own right, but he's also a producer of many other artists. So, you
He's a
know,
businessman. Yeah.
mhm.
therefore, many artists have go forward over here. You know what I mean? Who you may know, who you may not know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at
Yeah.
the end of the day, it makes the most sense to get the opportunity for becomes affiliated with everybody that you see come
Yes,
across this
man. Anybody
platform.
want to link up on just trying to get through into the music? I'm open all the time. I'm open all the time. I listen
Right.
to what you are. And I'm gonna tell you straight. That's one thing with me. I'm very straightforward in music. I'm not saying I'm the greatest and I'm the best, but I know
Mhm.
what I like. And if you
Right.
come
Mhm.
with something that don't sound right to me, I'm gonna tell you go learn carpentry.
Seeing.
I go become a mason because this is
Mhm.
not yours. If you
Yes,
Yes.
I
see
can
me
feel
on
like,
Yeah.
auto-tune,
Yeah. Yeah. I'm love that. I rate that and respect that for
So,
real.
that's
surprise.
that's
Everything
my
is not
we
for
respect.
have to
everybody.
fly plane and drive car are two different things.
Yeah,
If I carry hard drive, I
exactly.
drive car. I love I play the half flight and fly plane.
That's
Me hear
it.
you, sir.
That's
So,
Yeah,
it.
yes, sir. Loud and
That's it.
clear.
Yeah.
so,
I'm gonna
so
be real with
prior,
you.
so prior to you making this trip to England, you know, I
Yeah.
know that you said you formed an alliance among you and your conglomerate and you named it City Rock. Um
Yes.
so what was the whole basis behind City Rock? Were you guys a band, a production team? Like what were
Well,
you doing?
the thing with me and City Rock itself, I said we were all friends and we used to play football together with
Okay.
City Rock's brothers. You know,
Okay.
Ricky Dyer was the lead for City Rock. Then you
Mhm.
have Dave Dyer, who was big. He wasn't really involved in it, but he was one of my best friend and more or less like a brother to me. You know,
Okay.
I was his bigger brother, so to speak, when it comes to football.
Mhm.
But then again, City Rock, I said to you, I used to listen to Rotel, which is where City Rock was born from.
Mhm.
City Rock bought Rotel and then
Mhm.
developed it into that. And I came to England, saw my cousins with kilowatt turbotronic, and I took the idea of the scoop bin boxes from
Mhm.
England and sent it down to City Rock and said,
Oh,
Yeah, that
okay.
repeat
is
those
scoop them. The scoop.
boxes.
Okay,
The
the
scoop,
scoop them.
yes. The scoop
Mm.
was
Yeah.
not in Jamaica at the time, and Gemini was just fooling around with them. I think they were the only ones that actually had them at the time.
Cause them
Mm.
And
time
I
was
sent to
like
City Rock.
maybe like pure W18 I grew on them time, you know?
Yes,
Yeah,
the double 18
yeah,
was the king. But when I came
yeah.
and I went to a kilowatt turbotronic dance and heard the scoop bin, how they operate, I said, wow. And I had to
Oh.
just get all the design from my cousin, send it down to Steel Rock, and they built them, and that is how they kicked off. But yeah, I
Yeah.
was very instrumental in their beginning. And my idea for City Rock was for it to be the flag, the satellite for my music. You
Okay.
know, because I am City Rock. City Rock is the sound system. You can't go wrong linking the
Right.
two. But somewhere along the line, the wires got crossed. You know what I mean? In terms of
Sin.
that, but we are still
Hmm.
we
Hmm.
are still good, great friends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah,
But that's
yeah,
just
yeah.
on a life basis.
So so
It brings still
so
to that.
so
Yeah,
from Newton Samuels to the moniker Elderzar,
Elderzar. Yeah.
how did that come in now?
But the thing is that, as I said, we used to play football, and they
Mm-hmm.
used to call me Gala Star Baller. I wasn't
What?
the greatest
What?
footballer
What?
there was, but I
What?
was a
What?
great defender.
What?
I
What?
was a great
Oh,
defender. I was a great
hola,
defender. So
you
that's
hear
where I
that
come
name?
from.
You hear that name?
Well,
Hola,
give me a hand for that one there. Give me
repeat
a
that.
hand for that
Hola,
one there.
you have to repeat. Yeah,
Gala
you have to repeat
Star
that one there for
Baller.
me, please and thanks.
Scala the baller.
Repeat that one there for
So
me.
I said they used to call me Gala Star Baller.
Yeah.
You know, because
Okay,
I
Gala
wasn't
Star baller.
the greatest of
Okay.
footballers, but yes, I
Okay.
could hold my own
Okay.
against a lot of people, and as a defender, they could get the better of me.
Right.
So in transitioning now, when I get older, I start to myself, I say no, I can't. I used to call myself Galazar, and I said
Mm.
Galazar, guys, I'm getting old enough. Elderzar, Olazar,
Mm.
Elderzar.
Elderzar.
Zar,
Okay.
because I was
It makes
Russian king.
sense.
It's the
Ah,
It
name of
makes
a king,
sense. It
so
makes sense.
it's my old the
It's
king, the
circle.
business
It's
king, so to
circle.
speak.
It's
So
circle.
that's
It
where
makes sense. It makes
amalgamation
sense.
come. Yeah, that's
Right.
where
It
it
makes
come from.
sense.
That's how
It
it come
makes
from. Yeah,
sense.
yeah. You know what I mean? As a transition
Yeah.
to, you get mature, and I'm an older man these days. So it's Elderzar. This was just suited the monocle. You know what I'm saying? I just adapted it, and that's how
Yeah.
it came to be. But
So
it came
I
from
know
Galazar.
everybody's path towards a faith um is slightly different. I mean, a lot of people, you know, most of we grew up as Christian or Catholic or some, and
Yeah.
sometimes your faith is imposed by
mm-hmm.
your
Your
Hmm.
parents
parents,
or
yeah.
wherever the case may
Yeah, the
be.
whole I grew up in
But
a
Yeah.
church.
may I
Same
say
by
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
so,
Like, you know,
Foundation. Foundation. Right.
Bob, and a lot of Rastafarians, before him were led to the faith, by the yearning for redemption
and
and
justice and
free, and
peace and
and
yeah,
just for kind of like
yeah.
what led the eye towards Rastafarianism, and at what point did you discover that faith?
You ask a question now, and that's an intrigue. I was trying to avoid this one, but I'm going to give it to as I said, going to Trenchtown School, in past, I used to pass the Zion Church, which was a Rastafarian church. And I used to hear them beating the drums and all these things. I used to go to Elka Lane to go around where they all gather around in that circle. And when them burn the chalice and beat the drum, and when them pop the smoke, you don't see anybody. You understand me? The smoke just come outside. So stop and listen to them. So I had an affiliation for Rastafarian from then. I like their
yes.
lifestyle. I like the
Yes.
love and the brotherly love
Yes.
between them and the respect they give to each other. I've always loved that. But my father, my father, you don't tell him about Rasta. I mean, Rasta is
I
not
got
a thing
family
I could
members like
venture
that.
in by.
I got family members like that still. I still got
You
family
know?
members like that too.
All right, yes. And you don't say Rasta, you can't say Ra in my house. I'm not
Listen, that
joking.
even right, you can say.
Listen, when I was growing up, my hair couldn't pass quarter of an inch without me go barber.
Wow.
That's how stringent my father was, and his hair was always very low.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So don't talk about grow or nothing. He
Right.
actually saw my dreads before he died. I said, "Where are the?"
Mm.
You know
Because
what I
the
mean?
thing about it, the way them treat a man who growing here back in the days on a yard, they probably see a man within year long, no matter what the man I think about, you know, I think when I think you just know saying bad.
No,
Yeah,
this
The
man.
year
Rasta
you're
black
dread,
heart man.
you're bad,
It's
Real.
a
black heart
Black
man.
heart man,
Yes, you're
Rasta.
going to do
Yeah,
this.
come on, man.
Yes,
Come
man.
on, man. Come on,
Yes,
man.
man.
It's
We had
just,
Rastafari had a
yo,
very bad name
as
in
a
my
youth
place.
growing up in a
Very,
yard, you
very
know,
bad.
I'm gonna tell you this. As a youth growing up in a Portland, you know, my
Yeah.
Rasta family is more loving to me more than my Christian family. And I can't say it loud and proud, you know. You see me,
Right.
because
Well,
My Rasta family, and I said the Christian family I show loving about, but my Rasta family more teach me about nature, this and what
yes.
go on worldwide and all of
Exactly.
that. You know, this box.
Better cohesion.
It's
Yes.
not a box
Better
because
cohesion.
Rasta is a way, is a way of life, you know, a way of life. You know what I mean? So if you
Exactly.
don't, if
Exactly.
it's a Rasta for
Exactly.
I, you know, so if it's not for you, it's up to you, you know. You see,
Yeah.
that just say, man. I just say
Mm-hmm.
teach you what them get from them long time, where them treat Rasta that way, there, you know.
In my family, too,
Mm-hmm.
as I said, we've got six brothers. Four of them are Christians, die-hearted Christians. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
My other brother, the one that follows me, he's a rebel, like myself, but he's not Rasta. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
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 but growing
yeah.
up, like
Yeah.
my grand aunt, Miss Walters, she's deceased as well, and she's the one that actually held us together. Because I grew up, I was 2 years older than my brother, and my cousin that grew up with us, Mark Merritt, he was just the same age as my brother, was Andrew. You know what I mean? And we grew together, and she was responsible for holding us together, because she never ever allowed us to be carousing on street corners in the era we grew up. You know I'm talking Trench Town. In that area we grew up, there's only two ways out. Either stay straight or you go crooked. One of the two, you know what I mean? There's no
Yeah.
two
One,
ways about it.
one, one tune comes to mind when they are them, they are reminisce and you know what I mean. I
Yeah.
talk about that. One tune comes to mind for me. But remember that tune, but remember that tune, brother.
Oh yeah,
Run it.
so no, I'm the party
Cha,
man.
cha,
You
cha.
see,
Look, look,
because the
look,
kid no have no party leg, you know, you made
Jonathan
them out with
Control,
your
man.
team.
Jonathan Control. Jonathan Control. Yeah, man. What you
They
How
don't
that,
spend
that come to
propaganda
mind when
for the kid.
say? Listen,
Yo,
any great
yo, the
tunes, you
man,
know, man.
yeah,
yeah,
the
you know
man
what
them
I'm
cheat
saying?
not to.
Right.
Yo, the man
So
them cheat not to wicked on yard, you know, wicked, you know, man, they cheat not to them wicked brother.
yeah,
They are
brother,
telling
trust me. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
look at the
hey,
time the man them beat
hey,
the Peter touch. The man
hey,
them beat
hold
the
on,
Peter touch, he can't
Oh
beat it no
yeah,
more.
man.
Yes,
Then
at the
one on
same
man. Then
hold
one
time,
on,
I
man,
time.
man.
hold on.
One I time. Me nobody hear like say when I prime minister or something did want to wipe out every rasta in a Jamaica, man.
It's true.
Yes,
It's true.
that's Bustamante.
It's
Yeah.
Bustamante.
true.
Mm,
It's
Yes, that
true.
is true.
What,
That is true.
what I
As
Govind
would
long as
Dance.
they hear,
I
as
said
long as they
you got a
say,
song. You got a song there for me, which I mentioned that in the song.
yeah, man, that's
So
hey,
true.
hey,
No,
so
the
hold
me
on,
I
one, the
hold on.
say
Rasta girl that they
so
trick.
me I
Yeah,
say
Rasta
well
girl they
on, well
trick.
on. So me I say well on. I mean, how old were you when you found the faith?
When I actually start growing my dreads, you know, about. So I
Mm,
believed in them from when I was growing up about I would say about 10 years old. But I had to
mm.
suppress. I had to suppress it
Right,
because of my dad.
exactly.
Couldn't talk
Right.
about that on my mother was lenient, but my dad was stringently against it because a Bubba Dreadlocks made 3 canes for us boys. And I had to keep them outside of my yard for the whole time.
Wow.
Couldn't carry them out, can't carry them in my yard.
I was just
You know?
saying, I'm just trying to figure
Hold
out the
on, man. Listen,
mentality.
listen, listen,
Yeah.
listen. You just play a Rasta song now. You have to drop a next one for me now. Real fast now. Lieutenant Stitch, Rasta matter a piece of type of living.
Listen, not the dreadlocks.
Not
I'm
me
not
go
carrying
find
that.
it, man. Me go find it. But
That kind of
what
living.
what what I was saying is, in
Iconic.
retrospect, just looking back, like, all right, so mommy and daddy, what I mean, you have mommy and daddy, then you have the whole entire island, what I mean, most people kind of frowns, like, what on earth would make, anyone want to
Right.
align
Right. Want to go?
themselves with,
Want to pick it up?
The belief and the love of the liberty.
right,
That
okay,
is a key.
okay,
Because Rasta is love. The real Rasta is love.
You
Pure
know,
love, nothing more.
Elderzar, we sang where in my mind every time you have any kind of conversation as far as it comes to Rastafari, the tune there's a song out there where people not playing up. Them a go tired fi see me face.
Real
Yeah, get me out of the
yeah.
race.
To
The,
this day,
Yeah,
that
the,
but
started this
tired
at time,
man.
isn't
then
it?
the hold on.
Bad card man.
I want my
Bad
favorite
card,
that
you know.
Yeah, man.
I
Eh?
want my favorite that what you
You
mean?
know, bad
One of
card
my
them draw man.
favorite
Like bad card them draw, you know. Them
one
draw
of
bad
my
card too.
favorite.
So,
I knew
we,
I knew Bob. Well, I said well, I saw him earlier, but I came to really analyze Bob and his work when my friend of mine loaned me the album called Survival.
Survival.
And
Yeah.
may I tell you a secret to this day, don't get it back in.
Well, you know, so
I know every song on that album word for
but
word.
but but
And any
but
order you play it, I can tell you which song is coming next. I can sing
well,
every song on the album
well,
word for word.
Elderzar, well, me make sure so nobody no hear. Me just put it inside. Nobody no hear. Not what you say a while ago. Nobody no hear none of that. Yeah, all right, you're good now.
we just delete the part there. We just delete the
Yeah,
part
them
No,
is
there.
well,
about it.
to this
Cause
day,
yeah, that's how you know.
no. I did
But
not
you
steal it.
see,
He knows I
one thing.
have it, but I got so fond of that album.
But you
I
say you
never
put
came
it to
back
use
for it.
because you say you put it to use because you know a tune for tune on it. So you put it to
Oh,
use.
true for every
You
track,
did justice.
one behind
Yeah.
the other, mate, word for word. I'm telling you, on that
They
album.
say
That
what you
album,
know.
whenever I'm
They
feeling
say what you
down
know is
and
what
I
they
play
teach
that
us.
album, that lifts me above everything at all times.
So the question me to ask, you know,
Yeah.
like say in the morning you wake up and over England, you just during the morning and you look out the door and you say, "Chuck, what the first tune you that play from back in them days, from back in the time when you know, what tune,
Well,
what the first tune you that play in one of them early morning
in other words, to me, I have two songs that stand
day?
out for me. Hydro Candy, Captain Selassie, and
Yeah,
Tins and Palmer Entertainment.
wow,
yeah,
They both on the same
yeah,
wow,
rhythm.
wow.
Any
yes,
one of those
yes,
songs will
yes,
lift the
yes.
groove for me at
Mm-hmm.
any time, you
Mm-hmm.
know. But
Wow.
Yeah,
coming back in the day, you're talking about way back when now, which song I would really as a go-to song. There's a lot of songs. You have Ernest Smith and Pluto Shervington, that around would live. Gave me a lot of, entertainment. That's when I used to do concerts. And those really stick out to me because I used to have to mime to tell
yeah.
I upon and that thing there around go live a good life. You know the tunes?
Ram
We
goat
used to I
liver.
used to mime to that, I would act it out. I used to
The-
actually act out what was going on because I was
that
like
thing on the
into it.
Ram good. That thing is not Ram good. That thing is Trenton. That thing, that when they say that thing, never time is a
No, yeah,
Trenton.
that no, that is trendy, yeah. But
Yeah.
back in it, listen, you must understand. Back in there, I was still under my father's tutelage.
Mm-hmm.
So to sing a song
Yeah.
like that, or a song like that was okay. You get
No,
me?
my song that got me in trouble when I was growing up. It was Soldering What the Young Girl Want,
Oh
and then
my word!
that tune get me in
Yeah,
a lot of
come to
trouble.
the come to the
Hey,
love
I
co-
business
wasn't
look
allowed
like
to
that
be that
even
rude.
now.
No,
I wasn't allowed to be that rude.
co-
no, that
co-
song is a serious song. Hey, it's a serious song that you know understand
No,
what
I'm
I
Yes,
thought
no,
you.
man.
counselor,
Yes,
no,
man.
man, I
counselor,
understand.
I
Eh?
call that nice, naughty but
counselor.
nice.
How old you
Naughty
was
but
them time?
nice.
How old you
Then
was
me
them
put
time?
in me a little youth, me a talk about little youth, me a little youth.
Yeah,
You
man.
hear me big up tune.
Would have to be.
What night?
Soldering What the Young Girl Want.
Young
Me uncle said
girl
to me, said,
one,
what you know what girl want? You don't know what girl want. I say, you're
Yes,
glad to be
sir.
at the
So
Those songs were naughty but nice. Put it that way. Naughty but
Yes.
nice.
I
That's the
know
category I
I
put those in.
so
Yeah.
so when you align when like as far as like venturing into the music business, outside of the scope of, being a spectator, and just having this passion for it, under your father's tutelage, once you started to venture out, what was the first course of action? Because I mean, I noticed that you covered a lot of different bases pertaining to music, sound system, production, you're an artist. What was your first point of attack when you actually decided to push a foot in the music business?
I said the first point of attack is at production.
Okay,
Production, my first one. But I was an artist before. I was writing,
okay.
doing my little thing and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I was an artist. I said, you come back to City Rock again. Mr. Dice always said to me, Newton, say you sound better than most of them boy they I try produce. He's
Mm-hmm.
always telling me that. And those days
Yeah.
just pushed aside. I said, sure. And
Mm-hmm.
I can always do it at any time.
Mm-hmm.
It's not you're not target, so I'm trying to get you. But yeah, my attack in the music genre was in production and learning what it's all about on the inside of the business.
And what who was a better teacher than King Toby at that particular time? Like
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
Jesus
yes, that
Christ, bro.
was
yeah,
yes,
yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah.
Like the man that set the thing, brother. You know, man,
yes.
say
So
like,
so
and to be able to be, wow, that's
mm.
crazy.
so speaking on that note, you was a producer first. So when did
Yes,
you
but okay, yeah.
decide to take up actually like being an artist?
No,
Was
no,
it
no.
you-
Yeah, let me correct it there. I was an artist first, but I was not playing the role as an artist. I played the
Mhm.
role as a producer before. So because I could sit back and learn what it takes to put a good track together.
Mhm.
I had all the trappings of writing my own songs, arranging my own songs, and doing that, but I've never actually played anything on tape or actually sang the song. Because when I was producing, I did my very first track called Sister Brown. That's the very first track I've
Mm.
ever had
right?
studio
So
produced.
that's what I
Well,
really
for
want
that,
to.
there's a personal request. And we like to honor request over here. We have like probably about maybe half an hour more before we start preparing. But Love Peace Morris is requesting to actually forward into the reasoning. I mean, I don't know if that's something like that's up to you.
Yes,
You
man.
have
Yes, yes, yes,
all
yeah,
right. So
yes,
you
yes.
all right.
I
So
worked
you
with him
have
before, yeah.
you have him link. You have him number if somebody, but you don't have to send him the link where you have where we send come give you where you use for access the live in order for bring him up. I don't know if that's something you
I
can
think I did,
facilitate.
yeah. Tell him to look on his WhatsApp. You should see that link there because I'm sure I sent it to him today.
Yeah, not the one with the
Definitely.
picture upon it, but the one where
No,
you
the one on
actually
yeah, the big one. Yes,
yeah,
yes,
the one that says StreamYard.
yes. Yeah, he's
And
got that.
he can gain access through that way. So
Yeah,
Love Peace Maris, all they have to do is click that link there and it'll give you an option.
the bigger link. Yeah, I know I sent it
Yeah,
to him today.
it'll go give you an option for enter a virtual studio and then you just pick YouTube or Facebook as your
Yeah.
point of
Yeah, 'cause
entry
we did
and you're
some
good
work
to
together
go.
back in the day about 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, and he's a
Yeah,
very
so
very
we're
good
not we don't have a
musician.
problem with that. And
Yeah,
from Father Elderzar say, no problem not there, then no problem not there. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I said? No, but
European.
What I was asking him now? He said he was an artist before, but he actually did not do anything, you know, to the forefront, right? I'm correct.
uh-huh. Yes,
So
that's correct.
when did you really decide to do anything to the forefront as far as coming out as an artist now? Was that prior to leaving Jamaica or after you left Jamaica?
Yeah, it's a part of the same. It's a part of the same.
Mm.
Yeah, man.
somebody
After I
somebody
left
somebody
Jamaica.
somebody somebody if you turn down them volume, I hear a little
Yeah,
feedback in
me
my
me just
background.
Yeah,
start here.
hold on. Yeah, I think it's me. I did that. Hold on.
Elders
You
are
good
have
now?
grip on
You
big
good?
screen. Him have grip on big screen.
Yeah, that's what you get there. 'Cause I got you on my phone. I got you on my screen. I could hear the audio before on my laptop. That's why I
Okay,
went to my phone. But
Okay, so
because I
you,
was switched on.
you're good
Because
now, though.
I try to get to send him to make sure that I know I send it to quite a few people, but and I think you should have that link to come in.
Mm,
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah, you should
Quite a
have that
few
link.
people.
So
Mhm.
I didn't want
So
to come off my phone to do it right at the moment, but yeah, I was
Yeah,
just
man.
trying to
No
do it on my
problem.
laptop when
Yeah, man.
that occurred.
Mhm.
But
So you said
yes,
it was a little bit before you leave Jamaica and then after you leave Jamaica, right?
yes, yeah, as an artist, after I leave Jamaica. I mean,
So
that
what was the
first
first?
song I did was on the first album as an artist. Put it that way.
Okay. So was that album released while you was in Jamaica or?
No, that album was released in '84, I think, over here. It's called Sun Power. We
Jaja,
named
the
it
man
after
say
Jimmy Cliff.
84.
Yeah, Jimmy Cliff. I only had
Yeah.
one song on there. It was a collaboration of a lot of different artists.
Tell
Wow.
And
them
then
I
it then
got
come up
school.
my
Tell them I
money.
got school.
As I said, I was the executive producer on that time. I'm still learning the thing, but they asked to sing a song. Like I had two songs that I wrote at that point, and I
Mm,
Mm,
put one of them on there, the one called Sister Brown.
mm.
mm.
You know what I mean? But that was way back when, and then I just left it and just went on my journey, studying the inside out of the music,
So
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 to speak.
was it the music that brought you to England, or there was other things that brought you to England, or was it mainly the music that?
Coming to England to me wasn't really about the music. It was about me broadening my horizons and capitalize on the opportunity that England would probably give me in terms of staying in Jamaica.
Right.
Because I had aunts and uncles over and a lot of cousins here. You know, half of my family on my mother's side was in England. We were the only ones in Jamaica, sort of thing. Yeah, when I came and I dropped into there and I saw that they were into music in the way they were, I said, wow, well, this is me. I took it from there.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
So from, you know, the transition from leaving Jamaica, you know, which is, you know, always hot, you know, always sunny, you know, always a vibe. Going into England, no, as a hot and cold country, a lot of times
mostly
like
cool, right?
99.9% of the time is either foggy or you know them have a jacket named London Fog.
Yeah, man, we know them.
Burning Spears said the road is so foggy.
Let me quickly interject. Tell Love Peace Mars that he can look in WhatsApp now. You'll see the link.
Okay.
Love Peace Morris. Looking at your WhatsApp, and you should see the link. Press the link, and it will tell you that you're going to enter a virtual studio. It will give you an option to enter through YouTube or Facebook. You will have to actually be logged into either one of those platforms already. If not, it's going to ask you to log in, and the only password you'll need is whatever password you use to log into those platforms respectively. All right?
What I was going to say is, you said them have a jacket named London Fog, right? You know, so them jacket in South America.
Yeah, of course. the London Fog. Hold on, man. You can't tell me nothing about London Fog and members only, you know, man. And what the next?
As the king said, oh, it's foggy, you know, so foggy.
Yeah,
let them know.
Yeah, exactly.
Only, man.
Straight up, foggy.
So, like, what was the transition like for you? What, 19? You did say 19. You ventured to England.
Yeah.
So, what was the transition like for you? Was it culture shock? Did you adapt? How long did it take you to adapt?
Listen. How long we have? We have 2 years.
We don't know.
You know the thing.
Yo,
it's a part 2, 3, and 4. So that's the journey one.
But hold on, remember we don't say from we started, you know.
Wow. I would say this though, stepping out of the airport and stepping into London itself, because I made sure I came in January, because I said if I'm gonna face this place, I need to come where it's at its worst weather-wise. And January it was.
Yeah, January.
I stepped into a fridge. What's that mean?
That's
only lightness I could have that's when they put your head into a freezer in Jamaica. I tell you, man. I was struggling to breathe when I said to myself, can you really handle this?
that wind walk right through your body, you know, right through your body. Straight through
it. Elderzar, you know, you say, all people living at this.
Listen, there's all thoughts going through my head. You know what I mean? I want to turn back around and go back on the plane.
I don't think you can really get used to it, but you can just work around it. You know, you can't really get used to it. You can balance it.
Well, I'm still here. So many years after, you know, that testament to it.
Crazy, man. Like, yo, and now I'm sitting, you know, man. And now I'm sitting just like when everybody. Just like when Oliver forward come out here.
Summertime, Oliver come. Oliver summertime, come.
It's 20 million not. You know? It's 20 million not. And the man come there and full length.
And then never leave Jamaica yet.
Scarf and everything, you know what I mean?
I asked Bobo why he not so hot. What you mean by that?
Well prepared.
So obviously, you know, definitely the cold, you know, is the initial effect. Culture-wise, like, you know, how was it adapting to the different, culture? Like, when did you start to get
Oh,
acclimated with it?
okay. When I first came, it was just on the. It was tragic, really. It was just on the back of me finished watching Roots.
Oh,
So
wow.
I came very militant.
Wow.
Understand
Wow.
me? I was very militant.
Ready for kick
It was
out some
me.
people.
It was me walking on one side and screwing down everybody on the other side of the street. That's that thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, pre everything, you know.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, man. I'm telling you. And then
If a
after
man
school,
did ever say to me to rat, he didn't get a link.
listen, man.
Yeah.
Listen, man. If a man step on my toe, them time the man.
Jaja.
Yeah,
Wow.
listen. But in going out there, you have to sort of assimilate yourself with the people, and I get to find out how they really are. And I'm saying you can't really hold it against the present nationalities for what's happening in the past. To be honest, they are still affiliated with what is there, and some of them will say, "No, man, I don't mean that and that." But it happened, and we all know it happened. But if you go and live
Yeah.
with that and go through with that, there's no real reason to really carry that stigma
Right.
forward.
That
So
burden,
I
there's
had
a
to
burden
learn
there.
to deal with a man as I was seen. And I give everybody a
Mm-hmm.
chance to prove themselves. And until
Right.
you step wider than me and you good.
Yeah.
Mm. So
You
drop.
Yeah,
can't,
man.
you can't call dog bicycle, you can't call bicycle dog. Let's put it like
All
that,
right.
simple. So, I just
Yes,
say
yes.
thing.
Yeah, man.
You see?
Right,
So,
let's go. Right, let's go.
yeah, man.
So dropping in London now at 19, and you say you have a couple songs under your belt. What was the
Yeah.
next step for you musically touching down in London now?
Touching down in London, it was for me to carry because it was a two-part thing. I went to London and my cousin-in-law he went to America. So what he was doing in America, I don't really have any gist of. But when I came here, I didn't know anything about anything musically. So I had to go to somebody who actually knew something about production and putting out. And those days were vinyl. So the
Right.
album came out on vinyl. It wasn't CD or MP3.
Mm.
That man put a limited thing, and I didn't know nothing about following and checking out. So that was basically my venture into it before I sit back with my cousin and they start showing me certain things. You know what I mean? And I realized that there's more to this thing than just say that yeah, produce a thing and put it on the road. So that thing, you get me?
Ah,
And that time I start building the thing to the stage
yeah,
where I'm
yeah, yeah.
where I
The
can
the
put out the thing.
business
And then
part
the
of it
business side of
start come to you now.
yes, I'll come to me now, and I'm still learning. I'm still learning because music is a learning game. It never stop. It never stop. Right, but every day you get up, there's something else. You have to think
Who,
about
who, who,
constant thing.
who were some of the heavy hitters in England at that particular time? I know there was
Ooh,
a Louisa Mark. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Was Maxi present at the time when
Yes,
did
I
it?
know. I am
Okay.
affiliated with Maxi family. I
Okay.
just say Maxi
Okay.
Priest. Because Dixie Peach was a cousin of Maxi Priest.
Oh
He's a
wow.
very good friend of mine, and he used to DJ with my cousin Sam.
Oh wow. Wow.
I
Wow.
have to big him up because he's an artist out there doing his thing in his own right. And I
Mm.
know
Yeah,
Maxi's
man. Big up
cousin.
Maxi Piece in the man.
Mm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
When he
Sin.
banks that resides up north, he's a good friend of mine, and he was with my cousin son as well, and he's a cousin of
Mm.
Maxi Priest just the same.
Right.
Mm.
So I've never met Maxi himself in person, but I've known about three or four of his cousins very intimately, sort
Sin.
of. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Sin. Sin.
Spoke to
Sin.
them, that dinner with them, and all these things. So yeah, but I've never actually met. But my cousin now, I have a cousin called. Well, he goes by the name of Fat Freddy M.
Mm.
He's a disc jock.
Sin.
He's a DJ. He plays around, but he's more like into the soul sort of genre.
Mm.
That's where he is. And my other cousin that was in that band that I told you about, he goes by the name of Rough Cut these days. That's his
Okay.
moniker as well. And he
Wow.
does the rough mixes and whatever. Yeah, but those two, especially Ruddy, which is Rough Cut, he's the one that actually molded me because we're coming from the days of then digital just come in, and we're
Mm.
talking about Elise's drum machine and Elise's
Mm.
sequencer. That's where I
Mm.
learned to build rhythms on. He taught me how to
Mm.
build how to play drums and put drums
Mm.
together because that's who he is, a drummer.
Mm.
So he taught me, yes. He said, when you play the drum don't make you move, forget it.
Mm.
Mm.
You understand? If the drum is not right, the track will not be.
Yeah man.
So
So,
I learned that from him. I give him that credit for that.
Yeah man.
so,
Right,
so,
sir.
so people you hear this man is an artist, him is a musician,
Producer.
producer,
Mm.
and him also teaches the knowledge about music.
And he's also Gala the star baller. The star baller.
and the video maker, video editor. Because I tell you,
Wow.
the
Yeah,
so I do that as well. All my video
lots
makers
of alkylades.
Yo, but I mean, yo, man, tell her, it just doesn't stop when it comes to you, man.
No,
You're
the
like,
thing is,
yeah,
I didn't want any stops when I put my thing forward, you know, because sometimes I
Right.
wait for the video, man.
right.
I wait for this man and that man. So myself, I can do a little bit for myself, you know, might as well. It might not be professional in terms of industry, but I can put something out there that the crowd can see and appreciate. You with me?
Right, right.
So I got myself to that level.
Yeah,
at
man,
that
love
time.
that. Love
As I'm
that,
saying,
love
jack of all trade and master of none.
Yeah, man, yeah, man, real talk.
Also called Born for Do It. Now want for do it.
So,
Well,
you know, releasing records, you know, from
yeah.
84, what gives you the drive to continuously put forth the effort, not only for yourself, but you know, for the artists that you produce, or just for music on a whole? What drives you to continue to do it over the years?
First and foremost, the message. Music is a very instrumental and powerful tool. Word, sound, and power, as people say. You know, and Bob and his teachings will be testament to that. But then again, looking at it from another view, I always look at music as a greedy woman. The reason why I say that, she take and take and take, but when she give back, is an avalanche.
Yeah, the mass up, yeah. Yo, that's all like counsel. I won't forget licks. I read already.
When she give back an avalanche. So as long as you stick to your journey and keep your thing pure and you just keep building and keep going forward, eventually your time will come. When your music reaches the right ears, your time will come. Everybody can boss the same time.
Sin.
You see what I mean?
Better must come one day, you know.
All right. You just go and build a thing.
Right.
And I believe in individuality. You think like you have Treasure Isle, you have Cox and Dad. Those people made their sound what it was. Nobody not come and say, boy, you have to do it that way and you have to do it that way. Everybody have an individual spirit.
Yeah.
And if you keep that and don't like a man can advise you, but always keep the core essence. Because back in the days, as you would know, when you hear a Dennis Brown, you know it's a Dennis Brown.
Yeah, for real.
You know it's a Gregory. You know, these days when you hear some sound, you don't even know who I see. Okay, you see? And that's one of the main thing in music today. The individuality is not there anymore. And we need to bring that back.
You saying have your own advice, yeah, for real.
Yes,
Yeah,
man. We need to bring that back, man. You must see Elderzar, I know it's Elderzar. You must hear, you know, those man, you must know. I mean, you can surprise somebody sometimes, you know, but on the mean, you hear a burning spear, you know a burning spear.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's a signature. Yeah, man.
Exactly. Yeah,
Real
after that
talk,
signature. Yeah,
Real talk.
hit the nail on the
Like Eva right now, you know, listening back in retrospect to a lot of people feel if you understand, say Gregory did actually have him own a sound, you know. Yeah, if you listen to Gregory Isaacs, film rhythm them that sound like no anybody else rhythm, you know, man.
But not even rhythm.
Okay.
Him
Exactly.
Him voice, him style of singing, but not about him rhythm them. Not
Yeah,
sound
man.
like
Nobody
nobody
else.
else.
So
It's the same thing.
it's just like spear to, you know, just like burning spear, you know. If you look at burning spear today, it sound the same way, you know.
Yeah, man,
It sound the
Same way.
We're trying to
And
fool the
thing
black
with the old school singers,
population. Yeah, man.
the
By
thing with
saying
the
that,
thing with the old
Jaja
school
dead.
singers.
Yeah, man. Jaja dead, man. I want to them.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
So,
you
I
know,
mean-
the old
Yeah,
school
man,
singers could always.
Right.
I love peace are coming, sir.
Cola man, cause you mentioned a thing about music. I just said music is like a woman. And when the woman
A greedy
give
woman,
back,
a greedy,
a
greedy,
greedy
don't even
woman,
No,
right.
they did the same one. It's a greedy one.
You know, see. So,
Yes.
you know, me have to drop one of your song right now in that respect. Lady Elegant.
Diamond lady. Anytime I close my eyes, I'm seeing you. The magic in your touch keeps me wanting to
Hello.
Be there
Okay.
by your side.
And the man to come on. And the man to come on 8.5. So what is the problem?
Lady, the way you wake me in the morning.
I said 8:45. We're an hour ahead of him.
Kisses soft
I
and
explained that
tender,
to him.
loving me so right.
All right. Well,
body wrapped around me, keeping me so warm. You'll always be my shelter in the storm. Diamond lady.
Diamond lady.
Anytime I close my eyes, I'm seeing you. The magic in your touch keeps me wanting to be there by your side, keep you satisfied, lady. Your body keeps me wanting to crawl all over you. That sexy shape you're flaunting.
Yeah, listen, man. We can't talk. We can't talk. We can't talk to this artist from the morning. But you know what I mean, like at the end of the day, at the end of the
day, man sound sharp like lion teeth. At the
end of the day, you know what I mean, as a producer of many artists, as somebody where champion for artists, you know what I mean, me know say no hold down thing in a year thing. You know what I mean? We have a next artist with a forward.
No, but hold on, we want you forward.
No,
we're not done yet.
No, listen, man. This you want me answer, man. You know, I'm finished.
All right, my brother.
Can remember the man asked me if we have 2 years, you know.
All
you know,
right.
it's obvious we never have 2 years. And then remember, even before in the outset, you know, we did already kind of
solidify that.
Say we're not gonna get to cover everything.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And you know the vibe just so nice that a lot of times they get carried away, and before you know it, they're gone in the next man time.
Yeah, man, the time gone, man.
You know, man. So, you know, we're reaching our part.
But we're reasoning, you know.
Yeah, we're reaching our part in our show where no artist don't escape. You know what I mean? And you know, even though you're a producer, and even though you do your video, them, or even though you know extraordinary, you know, we still have a request one live overall settings dub plate from you right now before we wrap up, you know what I mean? So we can have that through our archives, you know what I mean? And probably even play it as an intro the next time we forward back over here to get the people in the participation too, you know what I mean? So any one of your bad song them right now, as long as you have big up overall settings, you know what I mean? Make we do it that way there, and then we just big up who if we big up, and then we let in the next artist.
Nice meeting the Elder. Blessed and love, sir.
Blessed, man.
Man as Father Newton. You know what I mean?
Can't wait for the next week.
Can't wait to sit down and hold a vibe with the eye.
Yes, I'm blessed, man. Blessed.
We're going to put the camera on you right now. Any one of your bad song them, as long as they have big up overall settings tonight, no problem tonight.
Let it go. Let it go.
Yes, Elderzar and overall settings, you know, so here we go. It's unbelievable that we are here today. Overall settings set the pace and they lead the way. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, overall settings is here and they'll guide you. Whoa.
Man, as I respect my general. Big up Miss Daisy if you make it possible. Big up Father Winston if you make it possible. Oh, you got big up right and now look straight in our camera and send out the big up them and tell the people them which part them can't find Elderzar.
Big up my crew. Love, peace, Mara. Sorry you couldn't make it, but you're close to my heart still. And I say I have to big up Miss Daisy. As usual, she make everything possible. And big up the people at my crew. Eda Linus Lindsay from Canada, Janique from Jamaica. You know, we have the new artists coming on board. Like you have so Bones, who do the tune, the tune, the kicking tune at the moment. That are going a very very bad tune. A lot of people is requesting this artist all over the place. You know what I mean?
Want him over here?
Good man. May I tell? No, he will be. I'll link up his days. We'll find him and we'll send him through. You know? Send him through the same channel. You know what I'm saying? And get nobody. And I already talk to him. You have people like he and Sweetness, big him up. You know, and I say Dixie Peach, big him up. You know, and there's a lot of people. Some of the names you can't really, you know, bring them to the forefront at this point in time. But yes,
Yeah, man,
you know, you have a lot of people that have been creating stories. Yeah,
Guy, I'm saying that take care of yourself, man.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
And once again, give thanks for your time we spend
Yeah,
with
man.
me, especially
Yes.
now over there about 2 o'clock in England right now. After
Yes,
2.
man. I come here at 2 o'clock. I
All
try to
right,
get some
man.
Z.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man. Yeah, man.
Give,
Bless
give
up, man.
thanks.
Bless
Give
up, man.
thanks.
Give
Give thanks.
thanks. Give thanks a lot.
And
Yeah, you know, yeah, man. Bless up,
Carl,
bless up. Yeah, I'm big up my Jiba as well. Every time.
Don't be a stranger. Cause use a settings now, so please don't be a stranger, sir.
yes.
Yeah, man.
So
Right.
we
I'm
are
the
go,
Lady
we are
Lenka,
going
Lady Jojo, a lot of people. You know,
to make
Red
Murphy
Lion.
link
You have
you
a lot
for
of
the
them.
part few and set it from there, sir.
Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
definitely.
Honorable,
All
honorable,
right.
sir.
Bless for the
Honorable,
opportunity. Yes.
honorable.
All
Yes,
right. Bless up.
yes.
Bless up.
Man,
Manners and love.
Man, as
up
every
top.
time. Yes, bless it.